The story of Elizabeth Olten is one that grips the heart and raises questions about safety, community, and the innocence of childhood. In the fall of 2009, a small town in Missouri became the center of a tragic event that would forever change the lives of many. Elizabeth, a 9-year-old girl, disappeared on her way home from a friend's house, seemingly vanishing into thin air. What began as a frantic search for a missing child quickly spiraled into a complex investigation that would uncover dark secrets and lead to a shocking conclusion. This case not only highlights the vulnerability of children, but also the resilience of a community coming together in the face of tragedy. On the afternoon of October 8, 2009, Elizabeth was enjoying a typical day, playing with friends in the neighborhood. She was last seen around 4:30 in the afternoon, walking back home after visiting a friend's house. The sun was still shining, and the streets were filled with the laughter of children. However, as the minutes turned into hours, Elizabeth did not return home. Her mother, who was anxiously waiting for her daughter, quickly realized something was wrong. Panic set in as she searched the immediate area, calling out Elizabeth's name. When it became clear that Elizabeth was missing, her mother contacted the local authorities, igniting a search that would capture the attention of the entire nation. The news of Elizabeth's disappearance spread like wildfire throughout the small town of St. Martin's. Neighbors, friends, and family members rallied together, forming search parties to comb through the woods, fields, and nearby areas. Flyers with Elizabeth's picture were distributed, and social media became a powerful tool to spread the word. The community, filled with concern and determination, refused to give up hope. Local law enforcement agencies joined the search, bringing in K-9 units and volunteers to assist in the effort. As the days passed, the search became more intense, with helicopters flying over the area and search teams scouring every inch of the landscape. The community's spirit was palpable, as everyone held on to the hope of finding Elizabeth alive. As the search continued, investigators began to piece together Elizabeth's last known movements. They interviewed friends, family, and neighbors, trying to gather any information that could lead them to her. The investigation quickly turned from a simple missing person case into a more complex situation, as detectives began to uncover inconsistencies in the stories provided by those close to Elizabeth. The authorities remained focused, determined to find answers. They established a command center in the town where tips could be reported and information could be shared. The media coverage intensified, with news outlets broadcasting updates and pleas for information. The community held vigils, lighting candles and praying for Elizabeth's safe return. But as time passed, the hope began to wane. After several days of searching with no sign of Elizabeth, a breakthrough occurred. On October 15, 2009, a local woman came forward with information that would change the course of the investigation. She reported seeing a suspicious vehicle parked near the area where Elizabeth was last seen. This tip prompted investigators to focus their efforts on identifying the vehicle and its owner. As they dug deeper, they discovered that the vehicle belonged to a 16-year-old girl named Alyssa. Alyssa was known to have a troubled past and had been in contact with Elizabeth on the day she disappeared. This revelation sent shockwaves through the community as they began to wonder if Alyssa had any involvement in Elizabeth's disappearance. As the investigation progressed, authorities brought Alyssa in for questioning. During the interrogation, Alyssa's demeanor raised suspicions. She initially denied any involvement in Elizabeth's disappearance, but as the questioning continued, her story began to unravel. Detectives confronted her with inconsistencies in her account and evidence that suggested she was not being truthful. After hours of questioning, Alyssa confessed to having lured Elizabeth to her home under false pretenses. The confession revealed a chilling narrative that would leave the community reeling. Alyssa claimed that she had intended to harm Elizabeth, and in a moment of panic, she had acted on those intentions. The details of the confession were horrifying, painting a picture of betrayal and violence that no one could have anticipated. The revelation of Elizabeth's fate sent shockwaves through St. Martin's and beyond. The community, which had come together in search of a missing child, now grappled with the reality of what had happened. Vigils transformed from hopeful gatherings to somber memorials as the truth emerged. Elizabeth's family was left devastated, struggling to comprehend the loss of their beloved daughter. The case sparked conversations about child safety, the importance of community vigilance, and the need for mental health resources for young people. Alyssa was charged with first-degree murder, and the legal proceedings began. The trial would reveal more about the circumstances surrounding Elizabeth's death and the motivations behind Alyssa's actions. The trial of Alyssa Olten began in the summer of 2010, drawing significant media attention. The courtroom was filled with members of the community, family and friends, all seeking answers and justice for Elizabeth. Prosecutors painted a vivid picture of the events leading to Elizabeth's death, detailing how Alyssa had manipulated and ultimately harmed her. The defense attempted to argue that Alyssa was a troubled teenager who acted out of impulse rather than premeditated intent. As the trial unfolded, emotional testimonies from family members and friends highlighted the impact of Elizabeth's disappearance and the subsequent loss. The jury was tasked with determining Alyssa's fate, weighing the evidence against the backdrop of a community still mourning. After several weeks of testimony and deliberation, the jury reached a verdict. Alyssa was found guilty of second-degree murder, a decision that brought a mix of relief and sorrow to Elizabeth's family and the community. While they sought justice, the pain of losing Elizabeth could never be undone. The judge sentenced Alyssa to 25 years in prison, a sentence that would allow her to reflect on her actions and the consequences they had for Elizabeth's family. The verdict was a bittersweet moment for the community as they began to heal from the tragedy that had unfolded in their midst. The Elizabeth Olten case remains a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of community. Elizabeth's story has become a catalyst for discussions about child safety and the need for vigilance in protecting children. Her family established a foundation in her memory, dedicated to raising awareness about child safety and providing resources for families. The foundation aims to educate parents and children about the dangers that exist in their communities, emphasizing the importance of open communication and trust. Elizabeth's legacy lives on, serving as a beacon of hope and a call to action for communities to come together in the face of adversity. The disappearance and tragic fate of Elizabeth Olten is a heartbreaking chapter in the story of childhood innocence lost. It serves as a stark reminder of the need for vigilance, compassion, and community support. While the case may have concluded in a courtroom, the impact of Elizabeth's life and the lessons learned from her story continue to resonate. As we reflect on this tragedy, it is essential to honor Elizabeth's memory by advocating for child safety and fostering a sense of community that protects and nurtures its most vulnerable members. The story of Elizabeth Olten is not just a tale of loss, it is a call to action, urging us all to remain vigilant and united in safeguarding our children. If stories like this matter to you, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more real, in-depth true crime stories.